There's a punch shot contained within every full shot. Now you're going to hit the ground in the right place, but you're going to love that ground contact. You're going to peel out that divot. New York strip steak is going to fly 30 yards over there. The crowd will go wild.
So you're telling me all the PGA players,
Every single one of them are exactly like that.
if all your shots shank to the right like me, this episode's for you. My Hall of Fame coach is going to show me the drill and the shot for us to never ever do that again. So let's get into it.
Now, I need one baseline shot, okay? Oh, you even hit the ground. That's nice of you to do that.
Oh, okay. Far right.
When you're at address, if your grip is on properly, your wrist is inwardly bent. When you're at the top of the backswing, if it's flat from the underside, it's inwardly bent.
Yep.
At the end of the follow through, when it goes back to here, it's inwardly bent.
Yeah.
So I guess it should be inwardly bent at impact too, right?
No.
No, it should not.
It should not.
The fact that your hands are going to be this far forward requires that you have a different wrist to square the club up than you did the other way. If you do not have your wrist in that position at address, but you do at impact, how much time does it spend in this critical position in a regular swing? Milliseconds, really very little time. So because of that, you're not going to get much of a feel for the correctness and the consistency of this position by hitting a shot. Is there a shot that anybody hits where you spend all of your time in that position? Yes, it's called a punch shot.
Okay.
So you hit a punch shot, A, to keep it low, whether it's into the wind or under an obstacle. B, if you are elevated to your target. If you hit a ball offline and you are on the same level as that, it has this much time to get offline. If your target is down lower, it has much more time to get offline. So nobody who's good hits a downhill shot and doesn't try to hit it low. The third thing is when you're between clubs. That's not why we're doing it today. We're doing it to get a feel for the relative aheadness of the hands and especially what the supination of the wrist looks and feels like. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to hit the standard punch shot, and then as you improve with it and you hit lots of balls with it, we're going to turn it back into a full one. Okay, the first part is how to set up for the standard punch. I want you to pretend you had an ice skate blade on your right foot and you're going to point the ice skate right at the ball, and your left foot will be both narrow and open. Now, when you put the club against the ball, it will not point right of your body, it will not point into your body, it will point left of your body. Okay, so if you just let your arm hang down, the left arm and the club shaft will already be in the 160-degree angle that we want to have to begin with. Now here's the important thing. You want to put your hand on the club now so that you are already in the threshold position. So once again, that means that where the hand is and where the arm is are on different planes.
Yep.
So it's that way, not there and not there, but the other way. Now, if I have the aheadness of the handle and I have the wrist in that position, now I'm not going to do anything with my arms and hands. I'm a statue on a turntable, and I'm just going to turn back and turn through. Now, you should get 4 things from this, Jerome, and really important to understand. Number 1, okay, when you play the ball in the normal part of your stance, it hits the ground at one time, but when it's farther back there, you're catching it while the club is much more on the way down. Okay, so you should hit the ground much more easily from here. Number 2, the club goes out to the edge of the circle and then it comes back in. When you play it this far back, you're going to catch it while it's more on the way out. So it should be much easier to start it to the right of the target. Okay. Number 3, the club is de-lofted, so it should go lower. That sounds like a bad thing, but that means your 8-iron will go 6-iron distance. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then finally, when the club face is square to the path, as it is now, but the club is approaching from the inside, technically the club face is closed in relation to the path of the swing, and so it will hook without having to turn it over. So it should hit the ground better, it should start right better, it should go low better, and it should hook better. Okay, now I want you to come back here and watch this one. So I'm in the threshold position already with this slightly open stance. I'm going to turn and turn back and get that to happen. It's not a punch shot if it passes your arm, and it's not a punch shot if it goes higher than your shoulder. So you're not going to stop, you're going to get stopped by the ground contact. So you've had such precious little ground contact until now that when you try it, it's going to want to get up here every time. But really, if you hit the ground well enough, you know how to gauge the contact you're going to get with the ground to help you stop. Now watch the shot we get when we do it. Here it comes. So see, you get a little one that starts right, hooks in, goes lower than normal, nice and solid.
Yep.
Okay. Now, We're gonna do lots and lots and lots and lots of those. Now, set up to that first for a second. Get your toes on those two. Good. And have the club point out beyond you, so that's there, and your wrist is in that threshold position. Okay, now, we're gonna take it back, step away from the practice. We're gonna take it back, and we're gonna keep it in that position the whole time. Then, when it comes down here, if you didn't turn, it would hit there. But as you do turn, it's gonna hit in the right spot, and then the ground's gonna stop, and you're gonna be there. So you're gonna spend no time where your wrist is not in this.
Okay.
Here we go, let's try one. Thump the ground, keep it there. Don't let the wrist change. Here we go. Wow, very, See, it didn't.
Yeah,
see, it's easy to send it by, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, spend no time, none whatsoever where it's not in that position. So you're so used to letting it catch up to square it up, that feels normal to you.
Yeah.
Plus it makes you hit the ground in the wrong place, then you don't like the ground.
Yeah.
When you're up here, you're gonna thump the ground every time. The ground will stop you. So I want you to take a practice swing where the ground stops you before the club gets to shoulder high. Here we go. Beautiful. Watch the wrist, okay? Make sure it stays there the whole time, no changing. You are,
Gotcha.
yes, yeah, you are a statue on a turntable, aren't you? So this whole apparatus is changeless. Doesn't feel very powerful right now. Don't worry, that's not what we're doing it for. We're doing it to make the connection between a good wrist, a good rotation, and perfectly solid shots. There's an open-faced looking hook coming in your future soon here. Here it comes. Almost. Well, your wrist didn't stay there, did it?
Yeah.
Okay. See how hard that is to intuit? Do you think anybody would stumble onto this by accident, John?
Yeah.
Probably not. Now give me a little thump and make sure that the thump stops you from going any farther than shoulder high. Here we go, turn back. Good. You kept the wrist there that time. That's all I want. Okay, good luck. Here we go, right to it. Oh my God, you got your first one. Very good, son. Excellent.
Okay.
How is that possible? How can you hook a ball without turning it over? Okay.
Yeah.
That is the first golf shot of your career. That's the very first one you've ever hit. Realistically speaking now, how many repetitions will you need before you're hooking every one, hitting the ground on every one, starting it right on every one, going lower than normal on every one? What do you think?
5,000.
Okay, well that's a good start. All right, no, but see, when I would have the kids on the team have to do this on Friday afternoon, the last hour from 2 to 3 p.m., 34 years of this, I would often have a student say, Coach, 45 minutes already, I've hit punch shots for 45 minutes. Can I stop now and hit a normal shot? So my question would be, are you hitting it solid when you do this, son? Yes. Are you hitting the ground well? Is it starting right? Is it hooking in with having to turn it over? What about that don't you like?
When I'm out here, like a regular shot,
Yes.
is this out here?
That's a great question.
Until, when does that?
Thank God we have the camera. At impact, should your right arm be bent or straight?
At impact,
Yes.
it should be bent.
That's correct. So it should be here bent.
Yeah.
Then it straightens here. That's where we're stopping. So it should be straight now.
Yeah.
Now, later on, if we go past the punch shot position, it's going to overtake and go by, but it's not going to close when it does. So that's very different than that. And when it does that, see how the club face is still there? Look at the club face.
Yeah.
Now your right wrist and the bow of the right wrist matches the bow of your left wrist back there.
Okay, gotcha. So
so
it's basically symmetrical.
Yeah, so you hit it here with your right arm bent, you get to here with both arms straight, and then it overtakes and goes by, and your right wrist gets bent, and the left one breaks down, and then this comes back up to here, so at the end of the swing, your glove emblem, keep this hand on the club place, your glove emblem and the club face point down. That's square, that's too closed. That is square, that's where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
You look at all the good players and their glove emblems point down at the end of the swing.
Okay. I never do that either.
You never do that, no. You gotta turn it over to hook it, don't you?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Okay, all right. Look at your wrist after you hit the shot. Boom, go. There's another hook. Look at it, hold it. That's good. Don't let it go by too early. You're stopping it here just to make sure.
Okay.
Could you spend an entire hour without your wrist ever being any other position than that? I mean, I don't want you to you got to bring it back here carefully and keep it there the whole time.
Just gonna walk to work like
Yes,
this.
exactly. Okay, again.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, see it flip? Yes,
flipping.
See, so you got to use the ground contact. See if you hit the ground the right way, it helps you do it. If you miss the ground, it goes by, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So see, you've had such precious little ground contact, you never get enough resistance to help stabilize your wrist.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna hit the ground in the right place, but you're gonna love that ground contact. You're gonna peel out that divot. New York strip steak is gonna fly 30 yards over there. The crowd will go wild. Again. Even that had a little hook spin on it. Pretty good, not bad, not bad.
The ground thing, I would
Yet
just keep like,
never,
whoa.
never send it by. Never, never turn it over. This aheadness and bowness, that's gonna hit a hook. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Okay.
All you need is that.
Okay.
Good, right to the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Almost,
little.
still scoop the shit out of it. Let's see, I kept your hands ahead so your wrist was good. Again, kept the hands ahead. If I throw it by, that's a fail. We don't want that. Good, that's it. Good, try another one. Here we go. Make sure that wrist feels bowed. Good, straight back. Good, now right to the ball. Okay, look at your wrist, make sure it's bowed. Okay, hold it there, not too open. That's perfect right there. Now keep it the same, turn back and through.
Oh.
Almost. That cannot happen unless your wrist is curvy.
I felt it go up a little.
Yeah. See, ooh, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you felt it. I'm gonna do the right thing here, where I'm gonna keep the wrist in that position the whole time. It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now watch this. Here we go. So that's a little hook. Now this time, I'm gonna make exactly the same rotation, but I'm gonna have my wrist like this when I come in there. I get that instead. So that cannot happen unless you stop turning or your wrist isn't in position. Show yourself where you want to go. It's way more in than you think.
Yep.
And then you come back, hit the ground, and see if you can go hard and fast and still stop it there. Here we go. Look at it. See, you look at the ball.
I looked at the ball first. Oh, God.
Very different. See, you want to see what it did.
Yeah.
But see, if you look at the ball and say, oh, I wish it had hooked, you're going to want to turn it over. If you look at your hand and it's in the wrong spot, you say, what's the fucking matter with me? Why don't I just put it in the right spot? Maybe it would have worked.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have worked, but you're not going to know unless you're able to test. Being steeper to flatter and having the hands ahead, that's what starts it to the right, doesn't it? And having a wrist like that and a continuing turn is what makes it hook. So watch as we do that. That's just a little bitty hook, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did it start to the right?
Yes.
Did it go lower than normal?
Yes.
Did it hit the ground?
Yes.
Okay, that's all for it, okay? So you got to have that happen. I used to play with a guy at Torrey Pines. I didn't understand what he was doing, but when he would hit a punch shot, it just looked beautiful to me. But see, I had a pretty good eye for it even at like 17, but what I would see is I would see the club pointing up and his ball would be going like that.
Rewind.
How is that possible? But watch one more, please. Is my wrist in the threshold position?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, one more. Just a little hook that way.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It looks better than mine.
Okay, all right. Now,
yeah.
there's a punch shot contained within every full shot. I texted you that at 2:54 a.m. last night, okay? And you said, what are you talking about? You're crazy, okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, now what do? Turn and burn just like the other ones.
Yeah.
It's gonna be going a lot faster, but see, if you don't know, A, whether you're doing it, or B, you don't know what the efficacy of it's gonna be, you're never gonna do that. You're gonna go like that or do something else.
So quick question here.
Yes.
So when I'm bringing it back up here, I think our second lesson, we're like, I'm pointing somewhere.
Yes.
Where is that? I guess that seems a little different from like bringing it up here and kind of doing
Okay, so here's a mental image for you. Okay. Here's the target line. Okay. This club has a laser coming out of both ends. Okay, so when the end of the club is pointing down, should point pretty much at it. So it should point at it there. But see, the club's outside your hands, isn't it?
Yep.
Then when it's parallel to the ground, it's parallel to the target line. Now this end should point more at the target line. If this was a machine, it would be right at the target line the whole time. But because we're humans and we have to change directions, we point a little inside the target line, and then we move it out to outside the target line. So watch, handle in, club it out at the target line, then it's pointing inside of it, isn't it? Now when it gets to beyond it, That's what changes the wrist. If you take it to here and it stays here, your wrist could stay steady.
Yeah.
But see, doesn't that feel like you're going to hit way behind it and you hit a dead right? Yeah, but you're going to be here when you hit.
And is my elbow, my right, connected to my body the entire time?
So here we go. Club shaft points at the target line the whole time.
Yeah.
Then when it stands up, it points inside the line.
Yep.
Now make it point outside the line. Oh, I didn't tell you to change your wrist that way. Good going.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do. Now what do you do from now? Nothing. Turn around and keep it the same. Now you're finished going down and out with your hands. Your hands are going to come up and in. Will you agree from here to here your hands are going left? Are they?
Yes.
Yes. Will you agree the club is still going to the right?
Yes.
Oh, that doesn't make sense either, does it? Okay.
So
what part of you is moving to the right of the target when you hit the ball?
Right of the target?
None of you.
Yeah, none of me.
How can the ball possibly start to the right then? See, that's another conundrum. See, because the club is 3 horses back on the merry-go-round, by the time this horse and this horse get to the brass ring, they're all way left, way over here. But though that horse is still approaching from the inside. So you got to trust that that's what's going to start it to the right. But now the continuing turn is what's going to make it go from open to square to closed.
Got it. So then in this case here, okay, boom, boom. And I'm just like keeping my left arm straight.
Against you, straight, and just
and,
go around
and my
the corner.
right elbow like this the entire time.
Is that club open?
Yes.
Yes. Is that one square?
Yes.
Is that one closed?
Yes.
Did you turn it over?
No.
Ah.
So that...
That seems really simple, doesn't it?
Yes.
Therefore, there must be more to it than that, right? That's all you have to, you don't do anything.
So you're telling me all the PGA players...
Every single one of them are exactly like that.
They're just going like 100 miles per hour in this angle.
That's all.
Oh my...
Nothing.
So I just need to practice getting this?
Yeah.
Oh God, all right. I'm a pro now. This just makes way more sense now because like, that's how people make it so constant, like the same time. And I don't have to guess.
See, the problem is when somebody's ball speed is 185 and they're hitting it a effing mile, so you're just seeing whoosh, you hear the sound, you look at the ball, oh my God, how did he make it go so fast? But see, he's not doing anything. It's just a result of good grip, good position here, and then just a rotation where you stay in the middle and keep making circles. So this is the question you have to be able to ask yourself. Okay, here's one where I'll take it back and I'll be here and I'm going to transition into that when I go through. Okay, so when I hit, my wrist is going to be like that, and so when I hit one, the ball wants to hook a little bit. Okay, now on this one, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to put it there the whole time. Okay, so watch when I do that and I put it there the whole time, I get the same effect. How much shorter did that one go than the previous one? I've actually tested it out, ball speed and everything. For me, it's 1.5 miles an hour slower.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think most touring pros would be willing to give up 1.5 miles an hour to get a lot of consistency?
Yes.
That's why approximately 20 to 30% of the touring pros do that. When you knock on the door where all the good players are, they crack the door open and say, is your wrist supinated at impact? No. They close the door on you.
Gotcha.
So you got to do enough of this. So 2 things, hit a lot of punch shots,
Yeah.
and double up on your medication.
Triple it. I need to triple it. I was losing my mind last night. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
No problem. Good going, buddy.
Oh my God, the rain's coming down. But hey, if you enjoyed that lesson, leave that like, stay subscribed, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.